25th annual Tribeca Festival and the world premiere of Travis Barker, Louder Than Fear. One of the things we love most at Tribeca is getting to celebrate artists, not just for what they've created, but for the journeys that got them here. The best documentaries pull back the curtain on people we think we know and reveal something deeper, messier, funnier, and more surprising underneath. For more than 3 decades, Travis Barker has been one of the most influential drummers in music and a singular creative force whose impact exceeds far beyond any one band, genre, or era. But this film isn't simply a look back at an extraordinary career. It's a portrait of an artist, his ambition, his resilience, his evolution, and his relentless drive to keep pushing forward no matter what life throws at him.
Thanks for having us, Kara. It's not often, as a filmmaker, you get to work on a film for almost a decade. But the film you're about to see tonight was filmed over the course of 9 years. Usually we come in, we've got a handful of months, maybe a year. And during that year, you're thinking, oh my God, I hope something happens, you know? And we got, over this almost 10 years, got to watch Travis grow and evolve as a human being, watch his family grow and evolve. And we ourselves as filmmakers also evolved during that time. You know, we've spent a quarter of our time on this planet.
Hi, I'm Erin Vanderhoof, and I'm a staff writer at Vanity Fair, and I'm really excited to be here tonight with all of you and with Travis Barker to talk a little bit about this incredible film. How is it watching?
I thought it would get easier every time, but it doesn't. I end up like bawling my eyes out most of the time, but because they're like old wounds that keep getting opened again, you know? But it's also extremely therapeutic.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this is my second time watching it, and I think what the movie succeeds in doing is really putting a viewer in your position. But I can imagine that when you've experienced it before, that's not always the most fun thing to do. But so when did you decide that you were comfortable with making a movie that really went there?
Right after I finished my memoir, the idea popped up, and I was into it, but I didn't know what it would entail. My only goal was to find a way to play drums and have somewhere to eat, sleep, and you just breathe. And then, I am in this successful band. I fly all the time. I get in a plane crash. I get sober in the burn center. I lose some of my best friends, and I'm a great father. That's where the doc ended or seeing airports. It was just non-negotiable. I couldn't even attempt to do that. So there wasn't an ending to the documentary, and at the time I had said to my manager, like, put it out when I'm dead one day, tell my story, because there's no ending. And what was really going on was I was so pissed off there was no ending. I was so pissed off.
People were really resonating with it.
Obviously, like, we were fortunate enough to be able to tour, right, and like not sleep on people's couches anymore. And I realized we were becoming successful, but I also came from nothing, so I was always afraid I was going to go back to nothing. So I'm not the type to celebrate. You know, if I won something today, I'm not out celebrating. I'm like, oh, what's next? You know, it's never, for my barometer, it's just never good enough, right? Like, I'm always like, and I'm just interested in the next thing. I'm interested in making things, producing things, writing things. That's just, I don't know. So I'm still kind of, to a certain point, like, until I watch this documentary, I'm like, oh, head down, I'm still going, you know? That's all I've known. I saw my dad do it when I was a kid, whether it's he'd work 60 hours a week and he'd come home and build our house, or whatever it was. And I watched other people when I got a little older, like Bill Fold, who I lived with, who managed the Aquabats, who later started Coachella. I came up under him, helping him with 98 Posse, who who threw shows and raves and punk shows, hardcore shows, and I did whatever he wanted me to. I'd be passing out flyers, I'd be taking tickets at the door. I had grinders all around me that just taught me, like, be relentless, you know?
Yeah, it seems like you were...
I mean, sometimes I'll sign an artist, or usually I end up helping an artist way beyond the studio. So just whatever I've learned. I obviously came up in a different time where I came up in a punk rock band, touring in a van, sleeping on people's couches, you know? Things have changed so much, but musically, I love finding people that are really talented and helping them, and, you know, doing what, you know, people like Bill Fold did for me when I was a kid, whether it's just like shooting me in the right direction or guiding me. That's really important. I like to do it with my kids, any artist I work with.
So I know the film is very heavy, obviously. Is there anything that, you know, if this were a happier movie, if you could just fill it with only happy things, what are some of the things that you feel like weren't able to make it in, obviously the runtime, but like
So, I can't even imagine myself without everything that's happened to me, you know? I'd be a completely different person.
I feel like the prayer that Courtney says at the very end is really powerful. And, you know, I think it's a theme that's really, like, light throughout the movie, but it does recur. Like, what does faith mean to you? Like, how has kind of relying on faith gotten you through a lot of these things?
I mean, it's got me through everything. I guess you could say, well, I learned the other day, I did Anderson Cooper's podcast, and I'm like, wow, I really have been grieving since I was 13, you know? And I don't know if anyone really has a lock on how you do that or can best guide you to do that, but it's been like through just figuring it out, through sometimes being quiet for years and years and letting trauma build up.
This guy is a survivor. He is like, I don't know. Travis Barker is a survivor. If you don't know his story, you should really look into it. He's for sure a survivor. I was like blown away. I'm blown away by his story. He is a fighter. I love a fighter. Shout out to all the fighters out there. Shout out to all the fighters out there. Keep going, no matter what's going on in your life. Just keep going. And it's just so simple, but just keep going. Because why not? Just regular people in general that just keep up and just keep going. These are the type of people I love, because it's just cliche to say. I'm saying it because I'm actually an example of it. Like, people was knocking my channel down, putting my channel down, and you're not gonna be successful, or your sound is bad. Whenever people keep telling you, oh no, you're not gonna work, that's because they know you are gonna work. Keep getting up. I will say that I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Keep watching me, or don't watch me. But I'm gonna win. And that story, that's what I took from that story. I'm gonna win. And I don't care what anybody says, I'm gonna win, and I'm just that girl. So this was much needed documentary. August the 13th. Tune into that documentary so you'll see what I'm saying. If you watch that documentary, for everybody who needs that inspiration, watch Travis Barker's Louder Than Fear on Hulu, August the 13th. And everybody have a good night. And he just put some fire back in me, like I needed some more. Thanks, Travis Barker. Right, so now it's pizza and ice cream time. Don't do this diet at home. I am on a pizza and ice cream diet. I have to say, sometimes you don't even have to be a big platform, and you don't have to be the biggest name or have the biggest following, but you're a well-known person. But I tell you what, I had experience tonight, but I'm not really going to get into it. But I will say this. Sometimes you can walk into a room and sometimes you can have a big presence. And people can see something great in you. So just keep going. People can see when you are going to do something great. People can tell. So don't give up. Just know you can walk into a room with whoever, and people can see it on you. They're like, that's somebody, or they're gonna be somebody. I know it. Don't give a damn. You belong where you belong, and don't let anybody tell you that you don't. From Roxbury, I'm a flight girl.